Hey.
Give Prissy the phone in a minute when you start driving. Probably from when you were cleaning your car. Oh no, you didn't clean. I don't know. Maybe the car wash. The one to the left, right?
Yeah.
It's the winky.
It's the winky one.
No, I'm talking to my dad, Monica.
Hi.
Here.
Hi. Can you see me? Get the phone. Come on, babe. I must have just missed it. Oh no. What happened?
Why is it just with you? Wi-Fi. Oh, she got out of it.
Yeah, look. In the
I don't know, how do I
middle of the
switch that?
Click on the thing. Click on it.
Click on it?
And then you should see the thing.
Look. Yeah, we're staying. Our cabin's right over there. And then the Grand Canyon's over there. See the darkness?
Look at the stars.
The stars are starting to come out.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna get up at 6:30, right? 6:30.
Probably earlier. What time does the sunrise come up around?
It'll be about 6:30, so you want to be up by about 5 o'clock,
5 o'clock?
5:30.
To see the sun, the first, like, bits of sun up.
Yeah, it'll start getting light about a half an hour early.
Then 6:30 is breakfast.
So
and then
if it's at
7:30 we're gonna go.
6:30, then you'll want to be out here by about 6.
It's really dope.
Awesome.
It'll start peeking its head over the.
It'll probably be, like, the prettiest colors at that time, right?
It's like
Yeah.
That's awesome.
30 degrees right now. No, we're gonna get up early, see the sunrise, and then we're gonna, and then at 6:30 we're gonna go eat breakfast, and then 7:30 is the first bus to the park. No, we've been driving all day.
Yeah, we've been driving.
We stopped at the Hoover Dam. We stopped at another rest stop.
We could go along.
The other day they drove. But today I've been driving.
No.
I think I'll be charged a big dollar bill. I said we'll probably get charged a lot. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear?
Can you hear me now?
Sounds like the
Chop chop.
Verizon guy.
No. I have no service. Yeah, I have no service. I won't have service till maybe tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, we're gonna see. All right, babe. I'm gonna enjoy this quiet time here. We'll call you later. Like in an hour, we'll try to contact you. Okay. All right, babe. Bye.
Bye.
All right, folks, welcome to the Hualapai Ranch campfire. My name is Harry. I'm going to share with you some information about where you're at. You're on a reservation, and this reservation belongs to the Hualapai people. That's the name of the tribe. The name Hualapai means people of the tall pines. So if you remember coming in here during the daytime and you didn't see no tall pines, It's because we cut them all down to make the fine cabins you're now living in. The rest of the wood was turned into toothpicks, so you all had something to clean your teeth with after dinner. We try to be thoughtful in our process. This reservation is about 100 miles long or 1,000,000 acres. Everything on this side of the canyon is all reservation land. Everything on the far side of the canyon, that's the US of A. We say it like that because most reservations in America are sovereign nations, meaning we govern ourselves. We are not governed by the US of A. So with that being said, during the day we collect horse manure, trash, and all other types of undesirables and unmentionables. Promptly at 5 o'clock, we'll put it in a great big cannon and shoot it back over to the US of A. With a little note on there that says, there's your Trump care. So this company is owned and operated by the Hualapai people. So when you go out and about on your tours tomorrow, you're going to be seeing a lot of natives. Not all of us are Hualapai. I am not a Hualapai. I'm an Alaska native. And the only reason why I'm down here is because I was tracking a deer, got lost. This is where I ended up. Now, everybody always asks me whatever happened to that deer I was tracking. Well, I caught that deer. And I like that deer so much, I ended up marrying her. She's now my wife.
The lady in the front?
The lady in the front.
Yep.
Said she took you for a nice walk in New York.
That's what I wish. So there are about 500 nations in America, and we all speak a different language. We all have stories about how we got where we're at, or we have stories surrounding the area where we're at. The Hualapai people are no less different. They have a story about their Grand Canyon, and that's the story I'm going to share with you this evening. Before this Grand Canyon ever came into being, all they used to have here, most of what you're looking at right now, was underwater. All we had here was a great big lake. The medicine man of the time was wondering what he was going to be doing with all of that water. So he went out and did what we call a vision quest. Now, a vision quest still practiced by natives of today. What that entails is any man looking for answers to a particular question would go out into the wilderness for 4 days and 4 nights. During this time, he would eat no food and he would drink no water. The reason for this, so that his body is more susceptible to the spirits around him. So he went out there and he did his 4 days and his 4 nights, and at the end of this time, he received his vision. And in his vision, he was told to create a club. And after he was done creating that club, he would then take that club out to the middle of the lake, dive down into the depths and strike the world. So the medicine man did as he was told. He started to fashion himself a club. And after he was done, just like in his vision, he took it out to the middle of the lake. He dove down into the depths and he struck the world. And when he struck the world, a little bit of an earthquake happened. So he kept on striking the world, and each and every time he struck the world would open up that much more. The last time that he struck the world opened up enough that all the water that was in the lake started leaving. And now the water by itself is not a very vengeful force, but when you have millions and millions and millions of tons of water, it can be a force that will remove mountains, which is exactly what happened here. Now, these were the very beginnings of the Grand Canyon. It wasn't as big as you see it is today. Today, the Grand Canyon is 4,000 feet deep, 18 miles wide at its widest, 1 mile wide at its skinniest. The Native American, he believes that the spirits reside in everything around him, in the rocks, in the trees, in the grass, and the animals. So when we remove a rock from its original resting spot and put it where we want to put it, we're going to place tobacco to thank the spirits of that rock. When we chop down a tree for the purposes of construction, we place tobacco to thank the spirits of that tree. Likewise, in anything we harvest from Mother Earth, we will always place tobacco to thank the spirits of that item we are harvesting. The Native American doesn't believe he's the owners of the land. He believes merely we are the caretakers. Caretakers not for ourselves, but for our grandchildren. The Hualapai people believe that the Grand Canyon spirits are alive and well today, in that the Grand Canyon, being very old, has a lot of cracks and crevices. These cracks and crevices fill up with water during our monsoon season. Any water left over during the wintertime turns into ice. And we all know when water turns into ice, it expands. So it's going to be pushing out on a rock a little bit more each year until that rock can no longer support its own weight and it goes crashing down into the bottom below. Those of you that are going to be fortunate enough to ride one of our boats, the boatman is going to show you where the water line was 25 years ago as opposed to where the water line sits today. A difference of about 50 feet. That's how fast the Colorado River cuts into Mother Earth. This story that I've shared with you is the Hualapai story of how they believe the Grand Canyon came into being. Now we're not out here tonight just to hear me yak and carry on. We're also out here to make some s'mores. Everybody know what a s'more is. For those of you that don't know what a s'more is, I'm going to be handing out these here modern time to modern day poker, and on the end of it is going to be a marshmallow. You're going to be allowed to cook that marshmallow over the open fire. And the idea behind cooking it is to get it nice and soft inside. After which time you will be bringing it back up to me, and we will place this marshmallow between 2 graham crackers and a piece of chocolate. Put it all together, it becomes what we call a s'more. Now those of you that are worried about the calorie intake, well, there a long time ago before we started this whole shindig, a lot of people thought the same thing. So we had to change it up. So today's marshmallow, today's chocolate, today's graham crackers contain 0 fat, 0 calories. You can eat 100 of these, you won't gain an ounce. We know this to be true because when I was first hired on, I was 600 pounds of gorgeousness. Now look at it. You go ahead and put it in the fire. You should know your first marshmallow is $100. We do not accept credit cards. Cash only.
Cash only.
I gotta retire someday.
I was trying to reach it, but it was just too long.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yep.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't come out. I thought she was.
What was the other lady? What was her name? What was the other lady's name that was wearing the cat hat? The cat hat.
The hat
Uh,
up in the office?
well, the office you had your wife, right?
Yes.
And then there was another lady
There was another one.
with like big eyelashes.
Huh. What time did you come in?
Probably around 5.
5,
5?
5:30 maybe. Everybody was wrapping it up here.
Yeah. Well, that could have been just about anybody. I'm not usually here during the time that everybody's getting off.
Did you overnight?
Yep. I'm here from 7 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, I babysit the horses, make sure our guests are okay and nobody needs for nothing.
Call 36, call 44.
Make sure the mountain lions ain't attacking anybody.
That helped.
I mean, they expect me to get in the way of mountain lion comes, and I probably won't. I'll just step aside.
Yeah, I would just.
Are there mountain lions?
Yeah, there are
Oh, wow.
wolves, coyotes,
Coyotes.
bobcats.
What's the biggest predator out here?
Mountain lion. Although in my 5 years of being here, I've never seen one. Gray wolf, the Mexican gray wolf. They're around, but I've never seen one of those either. Coyotes are the only ones I've seen, and they got a red tinge to them.
What do they hunt out here?
Oh, we have pronghorn, deer. We got it all.
Really?
We got it all.
We saw rabbit.
There was no rabbit.
You seen a rattlesnake out here?
Oh, we get every breed of rattlesnake there is. We usually put one in your guys' cabin just so you know you feel more at home. Mike, go ahead if you wanna. I'm already done. We've been staring. We're sitting here for a half hour with just blank looks at each other.
Nice. I seen one mountain lion, and that was in a freezing rain. They like to wait for, they go around and check their holes of the rabbits and whatnot. Well, everything else goes in, and they come out. It makes it a lot easier for them. Yeah.
So the holes, are they just the rabbits that go in there, or like everything?
Well, rabbits, that's basically what they're after.
It sounds like
They might get in there. We do have some wild horses up in the mountains. And it's not like you would see on TV, where they're all,
Galloping.
they're more inbred and whatnot.
Yeah, if you're out and about in the fields, you don't want to be poking a stick just to try to get a rabbit. You might get a snake, and you might disturb a tarantula.
What do you want to do?
will not deceive you. Roll away, rolling river, ocean door, I'm bound to leave you. Away, I'm bound away, far too far. like straight ahead is the Big Dipper. It's sideways right now.
That's what I thought it was.
Kind of weird. I never ever seen it in that exact position.
Right in front of us.
Oh, like this way?
Did you
Yeah.
see? It's like 1, 2, and then 3. I think is what it is. That's part of it. Yeah. You see the? It looks like a pot.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, you gotta give it a minute. It looks like a pot, and the bottom of the pot is on this side.
Oh,
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, over there in.
Oh, that's so
Sometimes the Scorpio looks almost just like that, but it's usually over that way.
Do you know what those three are? They're like in a row.
It kind of looks like Orion in a way. Let's see. Is it in another constellation? Yeah, that's Orion. Like a bow and arrow type. You can't see it exactly because of that moon, but when it's darker, there's more of them. More
There's
stars.
no moon.
Right. Actually, the night's pretty good for even having a moon. You can see pretty good.
I've never seen the moon this bright.
Oh, really?
No.
You're lying.
As it goes down later tonight, you know, you probably won't be up, but when it goes down, you will see billions of stars out here. It almost looks like the sands of the beach. You can't even see between them half the time.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, I want to try to get a picture of that.
Yeah,
Probably like in a couple hours, right?
yeah. And then if you go behind the cabin, or get up about 4.
Yeah, 4 in the morning. That's what I was saying.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Nice. I'm just warming my hands a little bit so they work. Sorry.
Take your time.
But let's see what else we got tonight. Kind of hard. But sometimes when it's pitch black out, you'll see the Milky Way. Just
Yeah.
they call it a river of stars.
That's what I
I've
would
seen
love
the
to
Milky
see.
Way once.
Yeah.
I was on a cruise.
Oh, you got to see it?
Yes, I did. It was amazing.
You've never seen it in your life?
Dad, I want to take a picture. No, as a photographer, I've been searching for it. Haven't had a chance yet.
Oh, really?
Better wake up at 4.
You're a photographer?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let this place.
Yeah, there you go. If you get into the,
Open the blanket more. It's folded.
it'll warm me up.
Hello? Open the blanket more. It's folded.
Doubled up.
Oh, well, I'm saying open it so far.
Yeah, because it's pretty warm outside.
Blocks the wind.
You were sitting on my head.
Milky Way would be awesome. Think it's here this time of year?
Oh,
Yeah?
yeah.
You guys enjoy the food?
Yeah, it was really
It
good.
was really good.
When is it usually like past?
It's usually coming up with stretch across the other way. Actually, I got an app that'll show us where it's at.
Oh, yeah?
Nope.